Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bats and Bells podcast. Yes, I am back. It's been a little bit. I've been on vacation, but I'm glad to talk Phillies baseball with you for the next half hour. And just like the rest of this week, the Phillies have been winning these grind out wins against their rivals. Last during the week, they played against the Nationals, but this tonight and a grind out win against the Mets. Yes. Not again, not a lot of offense from either team. And this is a Mets team that has Lindor into their lineup, but Phillies continually find out ways to win these must-win games. Now winning 5 straight. This is nice. This is really nice to see. The Fightings refusing to lay down, finding ways to win. And I'm going to start with the offense. It starts there. Not too much of hitting. Again, 3 for 12 with guys in scoring position, and yet they find themselves on top. And it's these are key things to get right. These are huge. Big wins. The top part of the lineup comes through with a big hit, a couple knocks. You get a couple of hits, but they would satisfy with 1 run, and that's Harper grinding, getting a ground out and getting Trey Turner across the plate. And then late in the 7th, Trey Turner gets himself an RBI. Trey Turner will get himself an RBI. And then there you have it. And the Mets, they did their thing in the 4th inning, kind of hitting around off of Zach Wheeler, but they only got 1 run to prove for it, and that was it. Blanchard says, here's my question. Did the Flyers get new people? Yes or no? No. They moved back to the 27th pick. Smart by the Philadelphia Flyers. Smart. I had a feeling that the Philadelphia Flyers were going to fall back. Not what I want new people right now. I hear you. You're ready to move on from Sean Couturier. You probably want a new center. That I'll give you. But listen, they got youth going wild right now with this Flyers team. I'll take it. I'll take the dub. But the Flyers going to rack them up some picks. Again, think about the future and also try to be a cup contender. I'm tired of other teams getting new stuff and we have to wait. Yeah, but we're at the 21st pick though. I mean, it's not going to be a plug and play player anyway. So it's okay. So, yeah, you got the Flyers. Like I said, the Flyers doing their thing. Busy. So, you got the Phillies doing their thing. Like I said, Phillies with a grind out win. A grind out win from your Fightings tonight. Blood says my friend's a New York Islander fan, and he gets a new person. That's okay. Let him have it. The New York Islanders are much and the Islanders should have been a playoff team, and they weren't. They weren't. So again, just trying to we got the Flyers post game. We got Phillies tonight with another grind out win, and I'll take it. I'll take this win over the New York Mets tonight. New York Mets, I understand they parted ways from Carlos Mendoza today. Early today, the news broke out, and maybe the team is still feeling themselves in some kind of shuffle, but still, I'm busy. So the Phillies, wow, people understand I'm trying to go live here. Phillies are, like I said, Played a solid game. Solid game. The Phillies won a solid game tonight. And I love what I saw from this. Like I said, not a lot of offense, but the pitching. Like I said, Wheeler, got himself in some trouble, but came out with 5 Ks though. But I'll talk about more about the offense a little bit. But he still got a lot from the off. Like I said, Turner with a big RBI. I loved what I saw. And you took care again, a Mets team who's just moved on from their manager. Landor's back in the lineup. You had to expect they were going to come out with some kind of punch. And listen, it looked like they were going to take full advantage. But something has to be answered for. If I'm going to nitpick, I'm going to have to talk about Alec Bohm a little bit. The struggles with guys in scoring position. Always into a double. Always. Little concern there. I will give a big plus to Derek Hill. Derek Hill, a great move by Dave Dombrowski. A great move by Dave Dombrowski tonight. Bringing in Derek Hill. I mean, did you see that play where it looked like the ball was going to leave the yard from Soto? Soto thought he made his money, and Derek Hill one-handedly goes over the yard and grabs it. Maybe the player of the night. Maybe the play of the year. Like, that was sensational. Like, you gotta give Dave Dombrowski credit there for bringing in Derek Hill. He's been smashing the ball late, great tonight. And like I said, didn't have a great offensive game tonight, but for him to make that leap over the wall and make that play, sensational. Sensational from Derek Hill. Now look at the offensive line, the numbers. Um, Trey Turner goes 2 for 4, 2 hits, 1 RBI. Kyle Schwarber gets a one. He goes 1 for 3, gets a walk with tonight. Harper's been actually swinging the ball really well, and people overlooking Bryce Harper's numbers. Bryce Harper goes 3 for 4 with 1 RBI tonight as well. Like I said, Bryce Harper is come on strong. Baum goes 0 for 4, really struggles. Marsh goes 0 for 4. Derek Hill goes 1 for 4. JT Realmuto goes 1 for 4. Stock goes 1 for 3. Bottom part of the lineup 0 for 2. So Crawford goes 0 for 2. But like I said, the play of the night obviously is the Derek Hill over the wall, one-handed, saves a home run, saves what would look to be ugly for the Phillies. Because if he would have smashed that home run, this could have easily been a Mets win. Swan says, "What's up, Swan?" She says, "Harper heating up. Heating up. Do you add a bet to the lineup?" No, you need to add an arm. I need to add an arm to this lineup. You don't have a fifth man rotation right now. You need to find something to pick up the garbage for Painter. You need something to replace Painter. The bats are fine right now. The bats are carrying you through these grind out wins. You know, I'm liking the Phillies bats right now. How can you not? How can you not when they're grind out W's? And like I just mentioned, the play of the night, Derek Hill. You gotta give Dave Dombrowski credit on that one. Bringing Dave Dombrowski, bringing in Derek Hill to be your savior, and literally tonight he was. Juan Soto thought he made his big time paycheck, and not so fast over the wall, one handed grab. sensational play. And today wasn't all, it was one of those games. It was not a lot of offense going on from either club. Like I said, Philly's 3 for 12. Scoring position, not good. And Alec Bohm, if I'm going to nitpick Alec Bohm, that's where he struggles. Now, I'm going to go around the league a little bit, talk about what's going on currently in the MLB. And like I said, I do apologize to everyone out there. I'm just literally coming in from a from Ocean City, Maryland, a karate test, and here I am for the people. All in one day. All in one day, all in one show, you get the gobbler. Like I said, the Phillies win 2-1 right now. The Phillies are cooking. These are the wins. And now the Braves, if you are a Braves fan, you're looking in that rearview mirror, you're looking in your side mirrors, and you're seeing the Phillies there. And they're starting to crawl up right behind you in that rearview mirror. They're getting closer and closer. It's like a horror movie if you're the Phillies. It's like those old Michael Myers movies where he's just coming along and the Phillies are coming along right behind the Braves. Right behind them. This morning I checked 4 games out. That's got to get a little closer now. But again, looking around the league right now, like I mentioned to you, Phillies win 2-1 over the Mets. Another rivalry game going on. Well, one Brewers win over the Cubs 6-2. The White Sox beat the snot out of the Royals 22-1. The Red Sox beat the Yankees 6-1. The Mets, like I said, lose to the Phillies 2-1. The Diamondbacks lose to the Rays 6-1. The Mariners beat up the Guardians 3-1. The Blue Jays lose at home to the Texas Rangers 5-4. The Orioles win 3-1 over the Nationals. The Reds win 6-4 over the Pirates. The Tigers win 8-0 over the Astros. Braves and Giants right now 1-1. Bottom of second, bottom of the fourth right now. The Padres are winning over the Dodgers 3-1. The top of the fifth, the A's are losing right now to the Angels 1-0. The Marlins, top of the eighth, are winning over the Cardinals 1-0. The Twins are losing. They need to save their game 7-8 to the Rockies. But yeah, so again, guys, what are your thoughts on today's game? The Phillies win a big one. I mean, again, not a lot of offense, but again, keeping the good times going. Grind out wins are a plus here in baseball. Grind out wins are a huge plus, especially going against a rival with your number one rival team in the New York Mets. And you know New York Mets were going to come out with their best punch as they move on from Carlos Mendoza. Phillies coming up. Yes, they are. Yes, they are, Swin. The Braves are going to have to look in their rearview mirror now because it's getting closer and closer. They're coming up fast. This was a great win for the Phillies. You're in New York. You took that road trip from Washington to New York. You're probably tired. You have some fatigue, and you battled. And you battled today. As now the Phillies have now moved on to 46-36. And now, if I don't like to say it, but you got to be a Giants fan tonight because now the Phillies are 3.5 out of the first. Think about that. Think about where the Phillies are coming from. Harper playing well just makes you feel good. Yes, it does. The face of the franchise, cranking things up. Brandon Marsh has done a phenomenal job up until this point. But now it's starting the shifts are turning a little bit to Harper. To Harper land. That's a great point. Harper's keeping everyone happy. Bryce Harper is really starting to get into a groove. And the best thing is he's off a lot of people's radar still. Like, I love that. I love the fact that he's on nobody's radar. That keeps me happy. Good. I hope no one pays attention to what Bryce Harper is doing. I'm really happy when I'm seeing from Harper. So let's get into the pitching matchup today. Zach Wheeler was facing against Zach Thornton, and Zach Wheeler today had 5 Ks, but also, I mean, he hit his fastballs, sliders, sweepers. They were there. I mean, a couple stuff that were inside, I liked. But Wheeler 5 Ks, 5 Ks. He gives up 1 walk, 4 hits, and Zach Thornton was really doing a number on the Phillies today. 7 Ks, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk. But when it's bullpen versus bullpen, the Phillies are going to win most of the time. Phillies got one of the best bullpens in the MLB right now. I mean, it's really not a bad 1-2-3 punch with Wheeler, Kinkring, and Durant as you got tonight. Not a bad 1-2-3 punch there. Like, we've seen it. We've seen the strong offenses like the Nationals, but they don't have a bullpen. And their bullpen got them in a lot of trouble. So again, guys, if you're just chiming in at home, checking it out the show, please jump in, roll up in the comments here. And it's great. It's a great thing to see your fighting continue. The Phillies continue to fight every game, every game. Play by play with Double J. What's up? Love the show. Love the Jay. Thanks for chiming in, brother. Make sure you give this show a follow. Sometimes you gotta win. Sometimes you gotta win ugly. That's true. That's very true. And that's what the Phillies did tonight. Double J. They won ugly. It wasn't the best. This wasn't a high power offense game like you got in this past week versus the Nationals. But I'll take it. And you haven't really been getting your best stuff from your starting arms from Sanchez and Wheeler. They've been getting hit around a little bit, but it's your offense that finds ways to win. This is why they get paid the big bucks. And like I said, a lot of people laughed and not, I know it was a minor move, but it's made a major splash. Dave Dombrowski bringing in Derek Hill. Over the wall, leap and save Robin Juan Soto? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Of course, dude. Can we also just talk about Derek, King of the Hill? I like that. Derek, King of the Hill. He was the king of the hill, and he's been smashing the ball. He's been, I know he had a hit tonight. He's been smashing the ball, in that national series. The rivalry, the robbery he committed tonight of Juan Soto, one-handed, one-handed leap. Are you kidding me? Like, dog, like, how often does that happen? You're telling me we're gonna get a guy who hits a ninth inning home run in 2 games in a row, and then he made 2 nice catches tonight, right? You gotta give Dave Dombrowski credit for that. You gotta give Davy Dunn, who everybody wants to out on. It's funny because I get it. He paid major money for some of these older guys, but the minor guys he brings in here, these secondary role guys, if you will, these fill in gap players, Harrison Bader from last year was a playmaker, but Derek Hill, man, Derek the King of the Hill. I like that one play by play with Double J. And and this is with all due respect, but Ardos Garcia wasn't doing this. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. They found a diamond in the rough. Good call by you. I mean, Garcia had a great defense, but not like this. Not like this. And this guy can hit too. So he's a great two-way player. And my question is how much, and hopefully Crawford could see some time because like that was the whole reason I even tuned into this Philly season to begin with was the development of those guys. And I like Garcia. That's true. And Brandon Marsh too. Well, Brandon Marsh is kind of cooled down, but Brandon Marsh is having a monster season. I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted Garcia to go deep 3 days in a row, and I think, yeah. Like, again, if you're a Nationals fan, you lost to the Phillies. Yeah, right, I know what you meant. Uh, if you're a Nationals fans, you have major concern about your Phils. If you're a Mets fan, your world's complete debacle right now as you move on from Mendoza. You're looking for some kind of resurgence in life, in your baseball life. Yeah, I got what you meant there, play-by-play with Double J. And by the way, play-by-play with Double J, where are you chiming in from? I like when I hear the listeners tell me where they're chiming in from. I love it. I'm also out here in Ambler, Pennsylvania. Made a long drive today from Ocean City, Maryland. Made a nice little long drive to come out from there down to here, back home. I'm from South Jersey, man. Oh, nice play-by-play with Double J. I got people live in Mantua. I did wrestling school out there in Egg Harbor Township. So yeah, South Jersey is a nice area. Nice area. But yeah, it's like I said, Phillies Post. I'm here doing every Phillies Post game show. What's he say here, dude? I love to get you on some time talking Phils. If you'd be down, do you have socials? Yeah, play by play, Double J. I do have socials. Just inbox me. Well, it doesn't matter what social. I'm on every one of them. You can always inbox me and DM me if you want. Uh, Pat from Ambler, the Gobbler, Pat Bernard, wherever at, whatever social media platform, we could chat it up. So yeah, I mean, like I said, Phillies, and I got the grade I would have to give the Phillies tonight. Uh, I'll go B minus to be fair with the Phillies tonight. Not a lot of offense. Things could have been better. 3 for 12 and with guys in scoring position is a knockdown. Alec Bohm is one of your main reasons why you struggle with players in scoring position. I got you, man. Thanks there, Double J. It's yeah, I'm curious to know what the Phillies do, man. I mean, like I said, my grades is a B minus. I'm gonna have to say B minus for your Phillies tonight. But my player of the game, no doubt. And, like I said, he had no. It's got to be Bryce. It's got to be Bryce. Bryce Harper's got to be player of the game. Hold on a second. We got a couple of comments. I'll get right back to you there, Star Wars. I wanted to pick up. I want to pick your brain about something else. If you were to get one of the three, Adonis, Chapman, or Sugarball, or Mike Trout, who Screwball. Give me a Screwball. I do not want Trout. Trout's too old for me. Chapman, I would kick the tires with, but give me Screwball. But Screwball is like a one of a million to get. Phillies need to Phillies to be better than this, man. It's Phillies need to do better. It's the Mets. Like I hear you. Star Wars is also checking in. He goes Harper and Turner. How about Hill? Let me back up the truck a little bit with you. I liked everything from this Phillies game. It's a rivalry game. None of them. None of these wins are going to be easy. The wins are not going to be easy at all. Two, the Mets were going to play hard because they just lost Mendoza. Because then, if the players don't play well, then the players get moved out of here. So they have to respond well. And then you got Lindor back on the lineup, which is not easy. But the Phillies came to play tonight. The Phillies played tonight. Not like I said, not a lot of high-powered offense. Not like you got in the last couple of games. You got to remember, the Nationals have one of the worst bullpens in MLB. Well, you don't have that. You're playing one of the worst. You're playing one of the worst. One of the better bullpens. What's up, Cole? So again, tremendous game from Harper, though. Star Wars, tremendous game from Harper. He goes 3 for 4 tonight. You got an RBI from Turner. Derek, as my man Double J says, Derek the King Hill. How about it? Over the wall, one-handed grab. And told Juan Soto, not today. You're not making your money today. Oh, no, you're not. 3 comeback in a row. 3, yes. Phillies are playing, grind it out. Cole, good evening. What's going on, Cole? Tell me. You let me know. What do you think about the Phillies tonight? And for us guys who want to rush Dave Dombrowski out of here, pump the brakes a little bit. Pump the brakes. Slow it down. Bobby says, outstanding. What's outstanding, Bobby? Amazing catch by Hill. Definitely catch of the year. Yes, it was. One-handed grab and told him not today. As my man rolls out with the toothpick. My man Bob says outstanding, but I don't understand it. I mean, like I said, I'm one of those guys. Donnie Baseball is having his guys buy in. Yes, you're right there, Bobby. Hill has been amazing for us. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. White Pepper, thank you for the likes there, White Pepper. Thank you. Dave Dombrowski, who we all looked at as we want out of here. Dave Dombrowski, that guy, with this little minor move, has made a major splash with Derek Hill this past week. Home run after home run after home run, and making a sensational one-lead catch. Star Wars says, we come up on the Braves. Yes, we are. The Braves better look in their rearview mirror. The Braves better look behind them. We're starting to creep on them. Like, you ever watch like the old Halloween movies with Michael Myers? As I don't know how this guy got behind the wheel and knew how to fly up and down, throughout, Hatfield. Well, guess what? And you look in that rearview mirror, they're coming up huge. Marsh saved a hit because uh, Marsh saved a hit because Hill did not see it. Yeah, how about that one? Little nice play from Marsh. You're getting better defensive plays from the Phillies too. Not just him. How about Bryson Stott's been playing sensational, making some big plays, defensive plays. Bobby says by the break we'll be one game out. I agree. We could be one game out. Think about that by the All-Star break. And like I said, at the beginning of June, we were what, 9 games out? I already threw the lid to the Braves and said, "Here, you won this race already." But not so fast. Bobby says that was an outstanding, and guys are doing some great things in late games. And that's what I'm saying. This team refuses to lay down, especially against rivalry games. Need the Giants to beat the Braves. I totally agree with that one. We need the Braves' help. Don Manley takes over. It was huge for us. Yes, it was. The Don father, Don Manley. Like, that's the difference in the locker rooms right now. You got to be happy with that. Unfortunately, when the Phillies moved on from Rob Thompson, everyone looked at it like, Dave Dombrowski, what are you doing? He brings in Donnie Baseball. Things are turning around. The locker room's responding. The Mets, they move on from Carlos Mendoza, and still seems like there's not that kick in the pants that this team needs. We don't hear the Mets back there. No, you don't. The Mets are out of sight, out of mind. Fire the Mets manager and won't help them. No, it didn't. That's what the Mets were looking for, that kick in the pants. That they moved on from Mendoza. Mendoza gave that team a great run. Cole Miller says we are the hottest team in baseball right now. I totally agree with that. The Phillies are one of the hottest teams in baseball. I mean, think about that. Like, I get it, right? And this is a pretty much a simple schedule when you look at it. The Nationals, and like I said, Nationals don't have a bullpen. The Mets. Then if you could pull out the next three, head back home to take on the Pirates, win games against the Pirates. I mean, this team's looking on the up and up, and you're only building confidence. I get it. These are still MLB teams that you're putting away. It didn't even help the Red Sox. No, it didn't help the Red Sox. Like, the Phillies are very fortunate. The Philadelphia Phillies are very fortunate. And like I said, the Bryce Harper is playing his best baseball right now. He went 3 for 4 tonight. He's been having a couple of hit dingers. And I love the fact, I know this had nothing to do with tonight's game, that the national fans were sitting there. Apparently, they were jaw jacking him. Well, you keep on running your mouth, you're going to wind up getting zipped up. That was what my mom's always saying, right? And he wound up sticking to the national fans. Here, you want to keep on running your mouth? Boom, blast one. Now what? Now they left that place like a library. But it helps us, right? Well, listen, that's the thing is, you sometimes this Phillies team need that kick in the pants. The manager's going to be the first to go. So be it. The only thing that worries is Rangel pitching tomorrow. That's all right. Well, listen, I hear what you're saying. It's also going to be a Phillies bullpen game. Things could get very ugly. I don't know why I said that because I guess I'm just living off the high right now. Well, I guess Swen, chimed in earlier and said, "What do the Phillies need? A bat?" I said, "No, they need an arm. They still need a quality arm." Am I a little concerned that Zach Wheeler, Sanchez have been getting dinged around a little bit? Like Wheeler got dinged around tonight in that fourth inning, but somehow this Phillies team found a way to win. You have to put this Phillies team. They're showing me you have to beat them for 9 innings, and that builds a lot of confidence in that locker room. We need to be in the market for Scooble. Yeah, but what are you going to be? What are you going to give up there, Cole Miller? I know that Rangel going to be Rangel on the mound tomorrow. I know. Listen, I get it, guys. It's scary, but yeah, how can we be in the sweepstakes for Scooble? You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to offer something. You're gonna have to offer your soul to bring Scooble in here. The Phillies need that though. If they want to win the series, they need a marketing name like Scooble. If they want to finish this story. And guys, if you haven't done it yet, please hit that follow button. Hit like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Reshare, tell a friend about me. This is the Bells and Bats post game show about the Phils, and I'll do it every game. And as you guys saw me, I just pretty much literally got in here from Ocean City, Maryland, to do this show. I'm training bone, yeah, but the problem is, Colin, there's a reason why no other MLB team wants him, though. And that's curious. That is head scratching. There's no one on the other side of that phone wanting to pick up Bum. So Bum's not even a trade option. Because I thought they would have moved on from him by now. I mean, you heard all the train rumors from years ago. So yes, guys, if you guys haven't heard my player of the game, Bryce Harper, I should probably go with Derek Hill based off that one-handed catch. But Bryce Harper going 3 for 4 with an RBI. I can't turn my nose at it. Would you throw Nola in the trade? Yeah, but no one's going to take Nola either. Nobody wants Nola right now. He's on the downside of his career. Who's taking on those guys? I mean, they don't have nothing they can offer. That Scuba will not happen. I know that's the part. Colin, you're going to have to give up like your entire farm system, draft picks, you name it. Like the only way you get him in here is maybe you're going to have to give up Durant or something of that nature. But you need to give up a boardwalk. They're not going to give up boardwalk. Just put play Monopoly for a minute. You think they're going to give you boardwalk? What are you going to? You have to match it or overpay for it. You're not going to be able to get boardwalk off their hands. And by the way, guys, my name is Pat. If you haven't done it yet, please hit that follow button, hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Definitely would appreciate it. You guys are doing phenomenal job with the comments. I mean, like we're trying, we got to come up with a solution to get a guy like Scuba in here. I would be sick if Skubal goes to the Dodgers. Oh, well, listen, Dodgers have enough players that they can just say, here, they would peel them off like an orange and then bring them in here. I agree with you. It would really chat my keister if he went to the Dodgers. So again, though, but just get back to reality things. The Phillies did take a huge, huge win here tonight. Loving it, loving it. Love what I saw from the Phillies. Though refusing to lay down, refusing to just go to sleep. No, this team is battling, grind out wins, and it irks the National fans, and it irks the Mets fans, and the Marlins. You beat this, then you go take on Pittsburgh for 3. So again, guys, I'm going to get ready to go lay down. I definitely appreciate everyone chimed into the show here tonight. Remember, I will be back here tomorrow, more likely with my man Dave. Uh, so you guys have a great, great night. Is it time to say the Phillies are back? Yes, it is. There, Colin Miller. The Phillies are back. You, Mary Colin, you watching Jeeper Creepers? You think that creature had no chance of driving up right on those the teenagers? It's a bad analogy, but uh, looking at the rearview mirror, and that's where the Phillies are at. They're coming up fast. They're coming up hot and heavy, hot and heavy. The Philadelphia Phillies are. I love it. I love what I'm seeing from the Phillies team. Thank you so much for calling for the likes. I definitely appreciate it. You got to be one of my favorite listeners to the show. It's an exciting time to be a Phillies fan. And indeed, you're right. It's an exciting time. I didn't, I thought that the Philadelphia sports excitement would just end it with the Flyers, but no, no, not so fast. No. So again, guys, I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your night. I'm gonna get ready, lay down. Guys, have a good one. I gotta cover a Union game tomorrow morning. All right, guys. Catch you later. Again, guys, do yourself a favor, hit the follow wherever you're watching the show from. Guys, good roll. Bye bye.